Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Well, Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez have been reunited. Not for Yankees Old Timers Day, but in the Fox booth. So surprising news came down. Derek Jeter will join the MLB on Fox in studio, again, with his former teammate, Alex Rodriguez, and, of course, rival David Ortiz, and, of course, hosted by Kevin Burkhardt there. So a little surprising news. This is a little outside the box for Jeter, so I'll kind of give my reaction to that, as well as little touch-ups on some of the World Baseball classic rosters, involving a couple of Yankees, a couple of late additions there. So I'll get into all that. But before you do, make sure you subscribe to this podcast. So if you're listening for the first time and you want more of these little updates and news bits by me and opinions and whatnot, make sure you subscribe. So, shortly before the Super Bowl, the word came down that, yes, Derek Jeter will join the Fox team there. So he'll be in studio. So he's not going to be calling the games, but it'll be like the pregame, after game stuff. Some of these, TNT runs the same thing, or ESPN kind of more the same, more or less. It's always four guys there. It's usually one host type of guy, and then there's always three former players, and kind of things are standardized. But it is a little surprising for Jeter because, again, we remember him as a Yankee. This guy was like buttoned up, tight-lipped. After the game, post-game press conferences and to reporters, gave you very little there. Always said the right thing. Never got into trouble with his mouth there. So it's for him to be opinionated and have to criticize other players. Perhaps even have to criticize some Yankees or Yankee management or someone like Aaron Boone there. It's just going to put him in a situation that, again, it's kind of intriguing because we're just not used to seeing him there. But it just seems that, since he stepped down from his position for the Marlins, he has been a little bit outgoing. If you follow him on Twitter or Instagram, now he's become a bit of a character. He's always, doing these funny videos with his daughters, stuff like that. Like, again, something we never saw from Jeter as the player, which he was just pretty much stoic as it gets. So this is kind of seeing a little different side of Jeter. So it's entertaining, kind of similar to what Eli Manning and the Giants. Again, Manning is, and his brother kind of become like a comedy duo now. Not only during the football season, but even just the whole year around, with little skits and little videos and things they put out there, and commercials and whatnot. So now I guess we'll just see more of Jeter's personality, and it will be just interesting to see him and, A-Rod bounce some ideas and, some opinions off each other, as well as Ortiz. And then also, just because so many years, Ortiz, A-Rod, and Jeter, of course, with the Red Sox and Yankees is part of a kind of a feisty rival there during the early 2000s. So just kind of, interesting to see them now in the booth, all being buddy and all that stuff there. So, I like it. Again, I think it's just kind of, and I think it's going to draw some, a lot of eyes to it, just because we just haven't seen Jeter like this before. So I think obviously Fox is doing it for that reason. I think a lot of Yankee fans want to see Jeter again, just kind of be opinionated. But just, I think even if you're not really a Yankee fan, just in general, just want to see Jeter in that position, just something we're not used to. So, we'll see how long it lasts. I don't think they've announced anything in terms of how many years this is going to be or what money is involved or whatnot. So they'll probably just take it year by year for Jeter. So, we don't know what Jeter has any plans after this. Does he want to get back into a front office position, maybe with the Yankees or someone else? Is this him as a way of maybe him auditioning, similar to what Buck Showalter did when he was on the Yes Network team, kind of? He would kind of do the post game a little bit and maybe just say, just some of the ideas and opinions he put out there after the games. Maybe that's part of the reason why the Mets brought him along to be the manager of the Mets. So this could be maybe Jeter's way of giving his opinions and his insights. So maybe some team out there who's looking to maybe hire him as a GM. Say, hey, Jeter's been pretty sharp on TV, seems to know his stuff. I like to hire him as a GM. So this could be almost like a bit of a resume builder for him, or as well as a little advertisement for him, just to see what his baseball insight is there. So, I think Jeter's getting something out of this as well, besides just the money. So come 2023, we'll see Jeter in the Fox booth. Usually Fox, they do the Saturday night game of the week. Sometimes they have some Sunday afternoon games. So I don't know how often it's going to be, how many weeks it's going to be, how many games we're going to see him. So, they'll probably all hash out once the we get a little closer to the start of the season. Other than that, with Yankees, again, a couple of late additions to the World Baseball Classic rosters. Kyle Higgy, whatever you want to call him, added to Team USA, kind of a late scratch there. We probably didn't mention before, but Jonathan Loaizaga will join the staff for Team Nicaragua. And Gleyber Torres, fresh off his arbitration settlement with the Yankees, was like $9.9 million or $9.6 million there. They're kind of like bickering over like a handful of shekels. I think Gleyber wanted 10, the Yankees tried to go 9, and they were like 9.6, like that. Nevertheless, he'll be suiting up for Team Venezuela there. So 3 additional Yankees now participating in the World Baseball Classic. As a Yankee fan, you don't love it. You're just always worried about someone getting hurt. But nevertheless, I don't think the Yankees have ever really been bitten by that, and anyone really getting hurt in some of the previous World Baseball Classics. And, they're going to baby these pitches and stuff like that, especially someone like Nestor Cortez. Like, I don't think he'll go more than 3 innings like that. So, I don't think anyone will burn out. You just got to cross your fingers no one tears an MCL, an ACL, UCL, or needs Tommy John surgery from throwing, a bad pitch on a bad angle like that. So, Yankees haven't been burned, so they should be okay moving forward. So you just kind of cross your fingers there and move on, and hopefully it's done as soon as possible. And other baseball news kind of maybe involved the Yankees, not, but some fake rumors out there. I don't believe there's anything to it with Ronald Acuna, from the Braves there, being a little unhappy with his current contract situation. Currently, he's under an 8-year, $100 million deal that takes him through 2026. Now, there are team options for 27, 28. Now, you're hearing some noise that since there's only technically about 4 years left on this deal, he is only 25, he's a young guy, that he wants to restructure the deal. I guess I'm sure he's looking around baseball to see these ridiculous contracts that have gone around this past offseason, not only with, Judge and Fernando Tatis Jr., before that, and this Carlos Correa, there's some of these big long-term deals that are going around all over, over the place. He probably figured, hey, look, I want to get my deal as well as Julio Rodriguez there for Seattle. Again, a lot of these long-term deals for guys that are still in their early or mid-20s, and at being 25 years old, to say, hey, look, I want to take care of myself as well over the next 4 years. So supposedly they work it out. He's a little grumbly, and they say maybe he's being a little unsettly there. Maybe the Braves want to trade him, and maybe an opportunity for the Yankees there. But I don't see anything going with that. Again, he's under contract for another 4 years for the Braves, so they're in no rush to restructure the deal and or move him. He is coming back from a major injury. He wanted to participate in the World Baseball Classic for Team Venezuela, but obviously he just can't, because he is rehabbing from an injury from last season. But the fact that he might be out tradable and maybe the Yankees could get him, yeah, great. If you make it happen, I'm sure he kick the ties. But I just don't see it happening. Because he's under contract for another 4 years, so there's no rush for the Braves to move him there. So I just don't think there's anything to that. And if you're the Yankees, oh yeah, he's a great talent, no doubt about it. But he's not really what you need. He's a right-handed power hitter. The Yankees got plenty of that right now. He is an outfielder. The Yankees are kind of stacked right now, so I'm not sure exactly where you put him. So I don't think there's anything to that, and he'll probably again start the season with the Braves, and I'm sure at some point, maybe a year or the year after that, they'll restructure his deal, because he'll still be like, once his deal runs out, he'll still be a young man, and I'm sure he wants the big long-term deal before he becomes 29, 30 years old. So I think that'll take care of itself. So I don't think there's any shot the Yankees get Acuna there, but I just want to kind of mention it. So that's really it. Kind of short, brief episode. Jeter will be now in the, I guess I'm in the studio on the broadcast team for the pre and post game for MLB on Fox, joining A-Rod and Ortiz there, and I guess I'll have some chuckles and a little comedy back and forth between them. And of course, Higgy joining Team USA there as a catcher. I don't know why. The guy bats like 160, but nevertheless, maybe, whatever. Represent the Yankees, so that's good there. So that's the episode. Make sure you subscribe. More coming up. Catch you next time.